4th District for 5 minutes for questions.
Thank you, Chairman Latta and Ranking Member Castor, for this important hearing today. PIMSA has the incredible responsibility of overseeing a 3.3 million mile long network of pipelines transporting oil, natural gas, and hazardous chemicals such as ammonia and hydrocarbons. Maintaining strong oversight of these chemicals, highly volatile energy products, and the pipelines that transport them across the nation are an incredibly difficult but vital task. And that's why I'm disappointed in the current legislation as it stands. While the House Transportation and Infrastructure Committee and the Senate Commerce Committee have advanced bipartisan legislation geared towards maintaining strong pipeline oversight and providing funding to continue updating and maintaining aging pipeline infrastructure, this committee has proposed legislation, the Republicans on this committee have proposed legislation with no bipartisan input that underfunds and degrades PIMSA's ability to carry out the important task of overseeing America's pipelines. Most notably, this legislation includes provisions that strip requirements for PIMSA to consider environmental impacts and its safety standards. And this comes at a time when pipeline safety enforcement has plummeted at an alarming level and was cut in half in 2025 alone. Administrator Roberti, do you believe that community engagement, support, and transparency are important in the long-term success of a pipeline project such as those your agency oversees?
We have our community liaisons. They are very important. They do a good job. We rely on them when an incident occurs. So yes, I do.
Thank you. I agree that it is incredibly important. And yet this administration is cutting enforcement activity, and the bill further attempts to strip PIMSA of its ability to consider environmental impacts in issuing safety standards. I fail to see how any pipeline project under this administration or the parameters of the bill would garner any meaningful support or trust from impacted communities. There's no accountability. There's no guarantee that their environmental and related safety concerns will be considered for these massive projects. And I suspect that it's our historically disadvantaged communities that will continue to suffer those consequences. We've seen that time and time again in Virginia, where the same communities, mostly the ones that don't have the resources or have had the historical power to fight back against these projects, have been the ones that have been disproportionately impacted by these projects and their environmental and public health impacts. And I think that communities that have historically borne disproportionate environmental and public health burdens should not receive less oversight due to a lack of political access or fewer resources to man detention. So Administrator, does PIMSA track inspections, incidents, and enforcement outcomes in a manner that allows you to demonstrate with evidence that safety oversight is being applied consistently across communities, including those that have been historically overburdened by such programs and projects?
So you raise an important area about transparency on what we do. When I came to this agency, I was chief counsel, but as I returned as administrator, one of the things I observed is that our website is not user-friendly. It actually does not show you the degree of work that our inspectors are doing out there. Every time a pipeline ruptures and we send out teams and we issue corrective action orders and there are remediation plans, you cannot easily see all of the activity we are doing on monitoring the remediation of these pipelines. And that's something that is a high priority. We're looking at we collect a lot of data, but when you go on the website, it is not user-friendly. I may not be so IT literate on how to find things on a website, but I think we can achieve great improvements. I want the public, I want communities to know when there's a pipeline in their community and something goes wrong or they're interested in it, I want them to be able to track the progress of or the situation and know exactly what PHMSA is doing on their behalf. Because right now, it doesn't look like, it looks like a black hole.
Well, I can tell you it definitely does look like a black hole, and I can tell you there are a significant number of communities in Virginia over the past year, now that they are aware of just how many pipeline assets are concentrated in their communities, They are very concerned about the safety and what the federal government, what your agency is doing to keep them safe. And with that, I yield back.
Thank you very much. The gentleman